Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous trod in the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily.
The Black Image in the White Mind. This is a book, right? This book was compiled over from 1817 to 1914, about 100 years. This chronicles the entire debate about what to do with black people. I'll read it right here. It says, the debate on Afro-American character and destiny. They was looking at how we are, and based on how we are, what would be our future? Everybody understand? So we'll read some pages out that book. What you got, Captain Shalom?
Page 61,
Okay.
75, and 79.
Okay. Go ahead and read it. The highlight part.
Okay, understand?
I'm starting with 60 right now. Go ahead.
The Black Image in the White Mind, verse 60. That's like page 60. The biblical curse of Ham could serve almost as well and in the hands of writers like Matthew, Estes, and Hosea priest. It became a judgment of God.
Stop right there. Let me explain. As they try to research black people and try to say, should we let them go out of slavery? Can they handle not being slaves? Do they need to be slaves? They started to say that we are Africans. And to say, like Captain Gabal brought up earlier with Ham, that if we are Hamitic, then it is God's will that we be the servant of a servant. So now they started to do research. And they said, well, listen, they Africans. Because they Africans, they are supposed to be enslaved. Now go to page 61.
Verse 61. I'm sorry, page 61.
That's more loud.
William L. Yancey, before the Northern audience in 1860, it's like 1860, your fathers and my fathers built this government.
So this is William Yancey speaking in the South about Negroes and about slavery. And he's saying, my fathers and your fathers built this government. Go ahead.
On two ideas.
On two ideas. Go.
The first is that the white race is the citizen.
The white race is the citizen. Everybody understands that. Go ahead.
And the master race.
And the master race. America was built on that. It's the foundation of the whole country. And this cat knew that. Go ahead.
And the white man is equal of every other white man.
Meaning, and every white man, even if you are poor or rich, you're equal.
All men are created.
All men are created equal. The all men was talking. They knew that slavery was supported by the Constitution. Because the Constitution, that's in this book. I can't go into it. That is in this book. This book says that slavery was constitutionally supported. Meaning, if all men are created equal, then that means that a white man up north can't tell a white man down south he can't have slaves. Because they're equal. We were not considered men. You understand? Read.
The second idea is that the Negro is the inferior race.
Yes, that's what America was built on. That the Negro is the inferior race. You do it? You done?
It's a little more.
Go ahead.
In the same year, a writer in the Southern Literacy Messenger made it similar. Oh, that's just it.
Okay. Now, what? Sorry, Mashab.
We say Southern Literacy Literature.
Yes, meaning books they would be writing. Southern literacy literature, meaning they would make books for Southern people that could read.
Okay.
And were well read. And to read and to study up on Negroes and the situation. Go ahead.
That Southern Poverty Law Center, that ain't...
I can't say that. I'm not sure. It could be, but I can't say.
Okay.
Go ahead. Where we at now, Shalom?
Page 75, sir.
Now we're going to page 75. I'm going to end it with this. But brother, I got about 50 things I got to bring out in this book. I need somebody else to get one of these books and go through it, because it is so much in there, it's overwhelming with pages to highlight. Go ahead.
Page 75. The racial significance.
Nice and slow, brother. Don't skip this.
The racial significance of Egyptian tomb inscriptions.
So stop. Now remember, we brought out earlier, right? That, okay, this book is about a debate between two people. The abolitionists and the colonialists. All right, you got to remember that to understand this book. Abolitionists was the people that believed that you had to be nice to black people. Colonialists was the ones that believed that white people was meant, that black people was just meant to be servants and you could do whatever you want to them. Now these two groups is having a debate. They trying to work out things or work out what they should do with black people. I think I brought this out last week. I'm not sure if I did. I did about Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Okay. One cat mean to animals, other cat nice to animals, right? But neither one of them wants animals to be masters over them. Sure. So they working out how should we treat our pets? How should we treat them? Now read from the top.
The racial significance of Egyptian tomb inscriptions and crania.
And crania, meaning this. Remember, the pervasive thought amongst abolitionists and colonialists was that we were Africans. So now, and if we are Africans, what does that mean? God wants us to be slaves. So they went out and did the research. They sent scientists to Egypt to study the Egyptian hieroglyphics and to do a crania examination, meaning to study the cranium. Right. Them big apple-headed craniums of them Africans. Let's read what they found out. Go ahead.
Published in 1844.
When?
Published in 1844.
1844. They went to Egypt. Now you tell this to every fool Egyptologist that loves Egypt. 1844. They went to Egypt. They studied the hieroglyphics. They studied the skeletons, the skulls of the Egyptians. Keep going.
Morton pointed out.
Morton was a cat that headed up the research. Go ahead.
Pointed out that both cranial and archaeological.
Slow this down. Cranial and what?
Archaeological.
Archaeological. Cranial meaning what? That head. And archaeological meaning the writings on the caves. The writings on the stone tablets down there in Egypt. Go ahead.
Evidence showed that the Egyptians were not Negroes.
Say it again.
The Egyptians were not Negroes.
Say it again.
The Egyptians were not Negroes.
What year?
1844.
1844. They found out that we are not Africans. But who did they find out we were? Keep going.
As
abolitionists
and colonialists had maintained.
Meaning both of them were saying we were Africans. That we were the descendants from the Egyptians, which are Africans. They went over there and did the research on them heads. And the archaeologists said Negroes are not Egyptians, but they are. Go ahead.
Had maintained, and that in fact blacks have
in what? In what?
Maintained in fact.
In fact. Go ahead.
Blacks have been regulated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt as in modern America.
Say what? So we're not Egyptians, but we were in Egypt as the slaves in Egypt. When they went and read that archaeology and researched them skeletons, they see, well, they're not the Egyptians, but they are living over here in the slave quarters, being the slaves in ancient Egypt. You know who that would make the black people, don't you? Yeah. If black people was the slaves in ancient Egypt. That would make the 12 tribes of Israel, the blacks, Native American Indians, and Hispanics that the Bible speaks about. That would mean that we are the Israelites. Read it from the top again.
The racial significance of Egyptian tomb inscriptions and carnia published in 1844, Morton pointed out that both
Abolitionists?
Nah, it's like Carneal,
Caranial, go ahead.
Caranial,
Go ahead.
and archaeological evidence showed that both showed that the Egyptians were not Negroes.
The Egyptians were not Negroes. We are not descendants of the Egyptians. Egypt got nothing to do with us. We were the slaves in Egypt. You don't believe the Bible? Go read the research they did when they went in the 1800s over to Egypt and examined the skulls and the archaeology written by a goddamn white man. Go ahead.
As
Abolitionists.
So as abolitionists and colonialists have maintained, and that in fact blacks have been regulated to the same servile position in ancient Egypt as in modern America.
Stop. That's why Gen.YAHANNA had the sign made, eat slavery in Egypt, slavery in America. You understand? This fool found out, I got it out. What? He found out in the 1800s. We were not descendants from the Africans, but we were the slaves in ancient Egypt. He found it out in the 1800s. That's why the Bible dictionary says, not the Negroes. That Ham is the progenitor of the Egyptians, but not the Negroes, because the slaves in America were not Egyptians, but they served out the same servile position in ancient Egypt as they did in America. The blacks and Hispanics are the 12 tribes of Israel. When you found this school, you found the truth. You found something that historians and scientists already knew. Now, think we in 2013, and people are still calling themselves Africans. When they found out we weren't, they thought we were until they went and checked it out. They said, well, damn, if they're Africans, they got to stay slaves. Let's go prove and see if they are Africans. Come to find out, they're not Egyptians, but they was the slaves in Egypt. In 1814 or some garbage like that. Now, why? This myth about who black people is, brother, it is the biggest myth on the planet Earth. It's stemmed all around who Jesus Christ is, what race he was. It is the mystery of this society. And people in the know. Now, once again, the peon white man, he don't know. But these cats who done researched this and been to Egypt, they know that you are the real Jews that the Bible speaks of. You served out slavery in Egypt. You built the pyramids. You're the people of Moses. You the people of Joshua, and you the people that the Lord delivered with his mighty hand out of slavery in Egypt, and you are the people that the Most High will deliver with his mighty hand out of America.
Yes, them have the heart of a pagan. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous treading the countenance of the Almighty One. Them have the heart of demons. The children have the heart of a lion, I know. Evil a move with Satan. Righteous walk in the countenance of the Almighty One. Poor people see hostility rising daily. Ignorant multiply brutality. I see that they run gone left mommy. Fi struggle the hard road with 5 beginning. Our I see baby having baby. Nothing that happen no do not.